Usually when you try to expose someone for their actions, the response can be, yes, but I've heard many good things from that person in the past, and I have in fact tested it against the Bible. So what you were saying then is merely someone just has to say the right thing to be right. But in fact, saying and doing the wrong thing is proof positive that they are not from God. And false doctrine as well is proof positive as well that they are not from God. Similarly though, saying the right thing isn't necessarily an indication that they are from God either. When Jesus rebuked the Pharisees, he makes it clear and tells his disciples, hear what they say, in fact, do what they tell you to do. In fact, do what they tell you, however, don't do what they do, because they say and they do not do. You see this in university settings all the time. You see an anthropology professor or whatever say to a freshman, religious is rubbish. And most students, including some Christians, take that to heart and eat it up primarily for one reason. They have determined that platform to be credible, and therefore the person must, what that person is saying from that platform must be true. The guy is being employed from a credible institution, a verified institution. He has degrees and doctorates. He's well informed, a good speaker, sounds good, and is confident. Sometimes we take our thinking caps off when we perceive authority. There is no nobility in blindly taking in what someone is saying. This goes for me. This goes for your favorite pastor. This goes for your favorite book, politician. It goes for everyone. If you hear pastors say, don't take my word for it and test it against Scripture. And on a side note, Pastor George is really good about saying that. But how many of us actually do just that? How many of us actually test it? People, unfortunately, are willing to disregard that to allow God to be found a liar and every man true. Well, not necessarily every man, at least, but their man or their pastor, a person they have learned from, a person they have deemed credible. The question then is what someone is saying true at every given moment? Just because what I say today doesn't mean what I say tomorrow will be true. Peter was affirming that Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus says, "Blessed are you, Simon Peter, for this was revealed to you by my Father in heaven." And then a mere few verses later, Jesus calls him Satan. Peter makes an incredible statement one moment, and in the next, says something that makes Jesus call him Satan. If Peter was capable, how could we not be any different? Paul in Antioch rebuked Peter to his face. Not because Peter didn't have authority, he did. More so than Paul. Peter walked with Jesus, was taught by Jesus, and was part of the inner three. But yet he did and said something that he shouldn't have, and Paul rebuked him for it. Why? Because that in that moment, what he was saying and doing was not right. Paul didn't just take it at face value because Peter had authority, because he was an apostle, because he had walked on water. He held him accountable to Scripture, and it proved what he was saying and was doing was wrong. How much life experience do we need to see that someone can say something true here, and in the next moment, say something wrong? I don't need to apply to my life experience for someone else's. I need to appeal to God and His Word. And that's exactly what we see in Peter and Paul's case. When someone's words are correct, what they have done isn't, now you have a problem. If I say one thing and do something else, it undermines everything that I have just said. it calls into question, like I said, it calls into question the very things that I've said. And this is where it gets difficult again for people. If you have deemed someone authoritative and have happily submitted to this person's authority, and have tested it for 50 years, and you've tested 50 years of their teaching, and found it to be above reproach, and have found it all good, are you therefore excusing their actions?